I have to go to Oklahoma.
It is 6 o'clock. It's time for the January 9th, 2024 meeting of the Planning Commission to come to order. We'll call the roll.
Middleton,
Present.
Martin,
Here.
Abernathy, Jones. Here. Hoskins, Patel. Here. Clough.
Here. Okay, because we have a couple of new members, I thought it would be useful for us to all introduce ourselves. I will start out. I am Rob Middleton. I have been on the Planning Commission since July 2017, which makes me second in seniority by one resolution, as I believe. I am a semi-retired urban planner, state bureaucrat, a GIS mapper, and I'm looking forward to full retirement, not in too distant future.
I'm Blake Martin. I've been on the Planning Commission since, what did you say the date was? Rob and I were nominated the same month and sworn in the same day. I'm a civil engineer. I work for a consulting firm here in Central Arkansas. Prior to going to that consulting firm, I worked for the city of Sherwood as an engineer before leaving the city and going there. So,
Let the record reflect that Jody is present. And we'll take you last, Jody.
So I'm Molly Jones. I took over a term midterm. I started, I think it was April of last year, I think, and on the Planning Commission. And I am an architect by background. I am the president and CEO of a small design firm. We do work all over the country, and I'm just really happy to be here and serve the city of Sherwood in this manner.
And I'm Gary Clough. I'm an architect. I work here in Sherwood, but the company I work for is based out of Alexandria, Louisiana. We do a lot of VA work. We also do civil engineering and surveying. And I've been on the board for a whole 15 minutes.
My name is Mital Patel. The easiest way I tell people to remember my name is me telling them something. Mital. I'm a realtor. Before that, I worked in state government, and then before that, I was in the hospitality business.
We're glad to have you two on board.
Thank you.
Are all the mics unmuted? You have a button up there to unmute all the mics. It didn't sound like they're all muted.
I see something for the mics.
Check, check. No?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
It wasn't yours, it was the last two mics over here.
When the green light's on, that's when your mic is hot.
Gotcha.
Before we get going, would Jody like
Yeah.
to introduce herself to everybody?
So I'm just introducing. I'm Jody Abernathy. I am a grant writer and owner of Dream Child Care Center. We're a child care center. We've been in business for 20 years, and we've currently got 4 centers here in Sherwood.
Next item on the agenda is approval of the December 12th minutes. We have a situation going here because only 2 of the people present right here were at that meeting. And because of the ordinance that was passed last year, it requires a vote of 4 people. Ordinarily, anybody who was not present at the meeting usually abstains, but we have to have 4 votes, and only 2 were there, so we got a little conundrum. We'll never pass these minutes if we don't go ahead and vote. You've read them. I'm going to suggest, with council's approval, that if it seems accurate to the 2 of us who were there, maybe you could rely on that. Would that be fair?
Yeah, we're going to have to make an exception. We didn't see this coming, and it will be rare. But we've made a record that as to why we're in this situation, so I'm going to suggest that you agree to an exception to the rule for this meeting only. and go ahead and call the roll, or make the motion and second and call the roll.
Okay, if we can have a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Middleton,
Aye.
Martin.
Aye.
Abernathy,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Patel. Clough.
Aye.
Motion passes. Are there any changes or revisions to the agenda?
I do have a revision under new business, adding a 2023 planning report.
Okay,
And then also allowing the mayor to speak to an item under old business real quickly.
okay. We will go ahead out of order and let the mayor speak on this one.
I was here to speak about the Duran Youth Center rezoning. Just wanted to clear up, there's been some misinformation that's been put out on social media. I want to make sure that the record is set straight on that. It's a Duran Youth Center, and so what the city was looking at doing is opening up the possibility of doing our after-school care that we already do. We've been doing for quite some time. This is not a full-time daycare situation or anything like that. This is school-age children that has been a program for a long time, moving it over, being able to utilize the Duran Youth Center. We have decided to table this at this time because there's some renovations in the building, and we want to kind of get some cost estimates and so forth. I wanted to make sure that I cleared up, because there have been rumors that have put out there that there was going to be tearing down of the youth center. That couldn't be further from the truth. We are utilizing it more than ever. That multifamily is supposed to be going in there, all that, absolutely not. The purpose of that building is to serve the youth of our community, and that's exactly what we are doing and will continue to do in the future. So, asking at this time to table it.
Thank you. Are there any other revisions to the agenda?
I don't know how the parliamentary procedure is supposed to go, but I'd like to speak with the mayor just then. When possible, please.
When we get to that point. Okay, our first order of business is to elect a chairman for the coming year. Open the
Mr.
floor.
Chairman, can I interrupt just a second? I just got a text that says, whomever is occupying the seat nearest the podium, that microphone has a short in it, so they may need to use the wireless mic on the stand. I'm thinking that may be you, Mr. Patel. Okay.
The floor is open for nominations for chairman.
I nominate Rob Middleton.
I would second that nomination.
Okay, we've had a nomination and a second. I'll call the roll.
Middleton,
Abstain.
Martin,
Aye.
Abernathy,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Patel,
Aye.
Clough.
Aye.
Election of vice chairman.
Is there a nomination?
I would nominate Blake. I nominate Blake Martin.
Is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second for Blake Martin for vice chairman.
Middleton,
Aye.
Martin,
Abstain.
Abernathy,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Patel,
Aye.
Clough.
Aye.
Next item on the agenda
Adoption of bylaws.
is the bylaws that we discussed last month, and for the information of the newer members, a number of the changes are as a result of the ordinance adopted by the city council that increased the membership and changed the terms, and the bylaws are substantially revised to reflect that. I think what you received in your packet, the yellow highlighted areas were the bylaws. General consensus as at the December meeting was that the revisions were acceptable. Are there any questions or other suggestions?
I had a couple of comments on them, if that's okay at this time. So one of them was that in paragraph 11 for new business, the second bullet point does say if the commissioner misses 4 consecutive meetings. Was that the intent, or was it 4 meetings in a single year?
I believe it was 4 consecutive, 5 altogether.
Okay. And then, I think there was another comment on here, I apologize that I don't have it right up here at the moment. So this was in the, excuse me, in the Planning Commission bylaws section, I believe, here it is, Section 3, special called meetings. We removed the word special, we struck that in the title, but we did not strike it in the paragraph. Is the intent to strike it in the paragraph as well?
Where's that again?
In the bylaws, Section 11, Article 8, meetings, Section 3, special called meetings on PDF, it's page 2 of that bylaws.
You mean the first word of the paragraph? You're talking about the first word of the paragraph?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that should be correct.
Pardon?
There's 2 places in that paragraph, first word and then the second word of the last sentence.
Yeah. We're still leaving the word special meeting in the paragraph, in the body of the paragraph, in 2 locations, but we changed the title, so I would think we would not want to change the 2 occurrences of special meetings to be the called meetings.
Okay.
Actually, I just saw a third place
Is there a third place?
as I'm
Yeah.
reading it again.
Maybe we go through the whole document and just change that name to align with what that paragraph is.
And as you,
titled.
as you bring that up, excuse me, the first sentence of section 4, the next section reads,
Yep.
regular meetings and special meetings as well.
Yeah. I didn't do a search to see where all it came up, but I would be happy to do that and provide that if you need
Okay,
it.
so any place where it now says special meeting, it should now read called meeting.
Yeah, I believe that was the intent by changing the paragraph title. So-
Regular or
And
called.
called meetings, yeah.
Okay? Thank you for catching that.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
That was all I had.
Is there a motion to adopt as amended?
Yes, sir. So moved.
Second?
I have a second.
Middleton,
Aye.
Martin.
Aye.
Abernathy,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Patel,
Aye.
Clough.
Aye.
Old business rezone request at 508 Sherwood Avenue from R1 to R2.
Okay, there has been a request to withdraw this, but if somebody wishes to speak, I'll give you 3 minutes to do so. And if you'll give your name and address.
My name is Darrell Stevens. I live at 403 Glenora. I've been a resident of Sherwood since 1988. And as to the misinformation that's being addressed, the last meeting we were here, it was under a conditional use permit, was the guise that was used to come in this meeting. And as soon as we got to the meeting, the conditional use permit was pulled. And they said they wanted to go directly to an R2. This R2 does in fact allow multifamily housing. And I can show you in the document of your own Vision 2040 plan where it says what an R2 is, which is multifamily housing, can include that. So that is not a misinformation or mistruth, that is an actual fact. If it becomes R2 with no conditional use, it can become anything. So as a resident, and that's me putting out that information, it is in fact 100% correct, and it was pulled at the last meeting. I have some documentation. I'm happy to give it to you, drop it off, but it is from the original, from your own Vision 2040 plan. It actually refers to our neighborhood as historic Sherwood. It gives great consideration to preservation, conservation, keeping the area like it is. It has been a youth center for some 60 years. Many people grew up in that area. They're still in that area. We'd like to see a youth center. We don't care for it to be an after-school center either. I have it on fairly good authority that other municipalities and cities use their schools as aftercare centers. I don't know what would be wrong with the Sherwood school that's only 5 blocks down the way there for that particular reason. I understand the current need for that. I don't understand why the city's in the after-school care business at all, since we have multiple aftercare facilities here and we're growing a city, we'll be growing that. So there's a lot of things that could be said. I'll save them for the next meeting, whenever this doesn't get, when it gets untabled, I guess is the correct phrase. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. Thank you.
Because staff has requested and the mayor has requested that it be withdrawn, it is off the agenda.
And I would quickly, since we do have some new commissioners as well as the new planning commission secretary on board, that original request was for a rezone and conditional use permit. They are two separate items. And that R zone was determined by staff after conversations with the applicant to be the less intensive use surrounding a highly populated residential area of R1, and it would remain as is. The conditional use permit was just tied to the R2 zoning, just for a little clarification.
Thank you.
Okay?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
In the practical effect of being withdrawn means that the application is dead. It will not come back until a separate application is made and separate notice is made again. So there is no gotcha or anything like that, that you all would receive notice again if this were to come back.
Correct. It's off the table. It's dead.
Yes.
May I ask a question?
Quickly.
Yes. When they notify people, they only require to notify people within 300 feet of the property, center of the property, actually. So only a few homes were notified about the change in general. Is there some way to ask for that to be expanded? I'd be happy to pay for anything, that we can notify the entire neighborhood that this is going to happen again.
That would call for a rezone, revision to the ordinance, the code. It would require another public hearing for that express purpose. So, no, we can't change that rule.
All right, thank you.
Site plan at 231 Newman Drive.
So this next item on the agenda is going to be tabled this evening. The applicant submitted revisions around 1:30 this afternoon, which did not allow staff the appropriate time to thoroughly review. It did have a number of contingencies tied to it, so it will be on the agenda for February.
I must say, I have some concerns about this. If 9 out of, the job of the planning commission is really very simple when it comes to site plans and when it comes to subdivision plats. If, as one of my favorite planning consultants once said, if it's in the groove, we must approve. If it isn't, oh, who said that? Yeah. Basically, the whole purpose of our job is to approve if staff has shown us that it meets all the regulations of the city. And if it doesn't meet all the regulations, we can't approve. And when 9 of the 13 items on here are contingencies, that's too many. And I have made it a point in my career to stop all of these contingencies. What goes before the planning commission should be the final product, ready to go, ready for us to act on. And I personally will vote against in the future anything that has anything like a major contingency. It's just that simple. So I hope they will help you clean it up this time.
Thank you.
Yep. Do you need a motion to table it again? Or
Yes.
since-
Please.
Okay, motion to table.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Middleton,
Aye.
Martin.
Aye.
Abernathy.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Patel.
Aye.
Clough.
Aye.
New business.
Okay, so quickly, we'll just do as we've done in years prior. I'll just kind of give some numbers as it relates to all the items that came to Planning Commission in 2023, and it's significant. So for preliminary plats, there were 6 preliminary plats that came before Planning Commission, 9 final plats. There were 14 rezones, and that's just zoning strictly. We did 2 conditional use permits, 8 site plans, 5 replats. We had 6 land use plan amendments, which is Vision 2040, 3 PUDs, and then we had 2 zoning code amendments. So it was a busy year.
It was busy, and most of the time it's relatively small crowds. Only once in a while you get a contentious meeting where they're standing along the halls and they're carrying pitchforks and spears and stuff like that. But this is a very gentle community. that being said, ready for adjournment?
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Middleton.
Aye.
Martin.
Aye.
Abernathy.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Patel.
Aye.
Clough.
Aye.
I assume that in the future, we'll have more than one person making motions and one person seconding, but you're forgiven for the first 2 meetings, okay? Okay. It is 6:20. It's time for the Board of Zoning Adjustments January 9th meeting to come to order. Call the roll.
Middleton.
Aye.
Martin.
Here.
Abernathy.
Here.
Jones.
Aye, here.
Hoskins. Patel.
Here.
Clough.
Here.
Approval of December 12th, 2023 meeting minutes.
Same rules apply. There was a meeting in December. The only thing that was discussed was the change of the bylaws.
We have to bring the bylaws to the meeting before we vote on it, so that's why we had a meeting in December, so. Motion to approve the minutes?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second.
Middleton.
Aye.
Martin.
Aye.
Abernathy.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Patel.
Aye.
Clough.
Aye.
Election of chairman.
Are there nominations for the position of chairman?
I'd like to nominate Rob Middleton.
I'll second that.
Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. Call the roll.
Middleton.
Abstain.
Martin.
Aye.
Abernathy.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Patel.
Aye.
Clough.
Aye.
Election of vice chair.
I'll nominate Blake Martin for vice chair.
I'll second it.
Any other
Middleton.
nominations? Nominations are closed. Call the roll.
Middleton.
Aye.
Martin.
Abstain.
Abernathy.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Patel.
Aye.
Clough.
Aye.
Adoption of bylaws.
We do the same thing? Because
They have the
I
same.
have the same comments as we had previously, so, what was that, Article 8, Paragraph 3? The paragraph name is inconsistent with changes and requires changes within the documents, so I would move to accept those with those instances where we have special meetings be changed to called meetings. So with that, I would move to adopt them.
I'll second it.
On that one, we didn't,
On that one, it didn't,
we weren't changing it, at least in the version I have.
shouldn't they be the same?
It doesn't have the same references to special, it does have special meetings in there, but it doesn't have the same number of references to special called meetings.
Well, okay, so I guess the question then becomes, why would we have a separate name for those meetings for the Board of Adjustment than we have for the Planning Commission?
Well, in the Board of Adjustment bylaws, they're called meetings. So I think.
They're already
the-
called.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think, yeah, what it,
Yeah.
it was making basically the Planning Commission,
Match.
Oh, match that,
Match.
okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So then I would just move to adopt them. So I didn't have any other comments.
As a clarification, especially for the new members, by state law, the Board of Adjustment only needs to meet once a year, and that's to elect officers and probably approve in the last minutes. The only time it's required to meet is when it has a case before it, either say a variance or an appeal of a decision on the zoning code. In the past, we were meeting every month and had no business except to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
That
which
said we had no business.
And then we were meeting 4 times a year, once again to do pretty much the same thing. And so when they changed the ordinance, they said we only have to have the one meeting a year, and any other meeting is when we have actual business to conduct. So there was a motion to approve as written.
Second, yes, sir. Second.
Middleton.
Aye.
Martin.
Aye.
Abernathy.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Patel.
Aye.
Clough.
Aye.
New business or old business?
No old business, no new business.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Middleton.
Aye.
Martin.
Aye.
Abernathy.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Patel.
Aye.
Clough.
Aye.
I promise you, this was a light meetings. It won't always go quite this fast. The record, I think, was at 9 minutes.
9 minutes, yeah. We've done it in 9 minutes before.
Didn't beat that, but it's still pretty
And
quick.
that was to get on for Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for getting back to me today. A replat would be, we have to get somebody to draw that for us.
Yeah.
So I guess the city could do that, but
Okay.
you thought a deed would work too?
I mean, you know, if it was purchased fee simple, purchased by deed.
Sounds like we're gonna get snow first.
You got the building at the bottom of it.
What I mean is it was not